Hey, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing this evening? I have a special surprise guest tonight. Hey, Steve Young, 74 channel. How are you doing tonight?
Hey Janet, I'm doing fine. How are you tonight?
I'm actually thrilled and blessed to have you here tonight as my special guest. Want to talk tonight, everyone, about kefir. And I finally did get the right pronunciation correct. It's kefir. The accent is on the first syllable. Steve, I would love to ask you, how did you actually find out about kefir?
Well, back in I can't it's either 2007 or 2008. Me and my dad were grocery shopping, and we get over to the yogurt section, and at that time I had just kind of in the early stages, a little bit into it, but sort of on the early side. I had just gotten into Greek yogurt. But then I look down and I see this product made by Lifeway called Kefir. So I picked it up and looked at it. Oh, probiotic drink. That's what grabbed me. And I know what probiotic is. It helps put the enzyme back in your digestive tract and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh, it comes in. I saw that it came in peach and it came in blueberry, strawberry, and the unsweet. So I picked up the peach and I said, I'll try this. So I got it. And and then when I got home, you know, it was in the early afternoon. I put it in the refrigerator, and I let it sit for a few hours. But primarily, to answer what you asked me, I basically found it by accident. I really did. Um, and like I said, what reached out and grabbed me is the word probiotic, and that, and I like the protein count, and I like the different probiotics that's in it. I think there's about five or six or seven different ones. It's just a great product, if I may say so. If you don't mind me saying,
Sure.
if you revert back at the end of January, I bought some kefir and I did a product review taste test on it, if I recall. And if anybody wants to go back and check that out, or if you want to link
Oh,
it,
no, I'm going to include it in my description box. Sure.
okay, then that will give you some idea about the kefir from my end. But yeah, it's a wonderful product, and I encourage others to try it too if you like yogurt.
And you know what, Steve? You are on the right track with this kefir because kefir, I did a little research, everyone. I did a little bit of a Google check research, and kefir is a drink that's literally made from fermented milk, either from a cow or goat or sheep. There is also a water version of kefir. Water kefir is a similar product, but it's actually water based instead of using milk. Not everybody cares for milk. Historians believe that kefir originated centuries ago in Eastern Europe, now present day Turkey. And studies suggest that it actually boosts the immune system, it aids in digestive problems, and it improves bone health too. And when is the best time to take kefir? Steve, you might even know the answer to it. When is actually the best time to take kefir during the day?
Well, the day that I bought it, I actually wound up drinking it like in the afternoon, probably about 2:30. But the next morning, my breakfast, I actually drank it in the AM, and I think that's what
You
you're getting at.
You
Is
actually nailed it. That was great strategy on your end and great timing for you because guess what? Officially, the best time anyone could drink kefir at any time they want, of course. However, the actual best optimal time to drink kefir is actually in the morning. It is highly recommended to do it in the morning. And why? Because it produces an energy feel, higher energy feel. So the recommendations for the morning, because experts feel, well, if you're energetic, who wouldn't want to be energetic in the morning and get their day off to a good start?
Mhm.
So I agree. I think that's a great idea. So I do have another question for you, Steve, if you'd be so kind. When you did have it and when you did actually try the kefir, what did you actually think of it?
What I liked about the kefir is, again, I will say this. I'm going to revert back to a subscriber. I was asked in a comment trying to locate a low sugar, not so tart yogurt. Well, that's going to be difficult because, you know, you're going to have some bite or tartness in yogurt. There's no way around it because of, the clabbered or, like you say, fermented milk. But what I have come to find out about the kefir, it is a smooth tasting yogurt. There is a little bit of tartness there, but it's a tartness that is very mild. Um, I will say this to those out there: if you're looking for a less tart, consider the liquid yogurt option over the type that you eat. You still get pretty much the same benefit. But then again, keep in mind, kefir, it's yeah, it's like a yogurt, but it's really a probiotic. And I just know that it was smooth, not overkill, very, very soft, tart in taste. I enjoyed it, and I've tried them all. I've tried the blueberry, the strawberry, and the peach. And I've never really tried the unsweetened. The only thing I would ever want to use the unsweet one for is, let's say, if I want to incorporate it with something else.
I see. So you want to know something, Steve? Some folks may realize that I did a product review not that long ago on kefir, but since that product review, I have a huge increase in subscribers since that period of time. And I think I should and will probably hook up that video as well in the description box below. Recently, at the actually suggestion of you, I tried a yogurt. I'm not going to get into it. I think you might have a word or two about yogurt, Steve.
Okay, it's good.
And is there any one brand that you recommend more over another brand, or
Not really.
doesn't make much of a difference?
Not really, because I've eaten just about everything out there. If you think about it, I've had everything from your basic Yoplait that we all grew up on years ago, all the way up again. Like recently, you've tried Noosa, which is fabulous. Chobani is great. Fage, Fage is another good one. Um, there's those are probably the three that I tend to target most. And then I mentioned Dannon Triple Zero Oikos, or Dannon Oikos Triple Zero, 15 grams of protein, made with stevia, not sugar. That might be another one I recommend too. There's not a real heavy tart in that one. So if you're looking for a less tart yogurt, try that one. Another yogurt, I've got two other brands, if I may, both made by the same company.
Sure.
They're like one is like a sister of the or brother of the other one. One is called Icelandic. Icelandic also makes one called Siggy's, Siggis. Now, Siggy's is another one that has the 15 grams of protein. It's also very good. That has a little bit of a tart, but they also make a liquid variation if you can find it. That's also good. And those are the ones that I primarily stick with. Those particular ones. I try to stay in the Greek yogurt, kefir area of my yogurts or drinks, so to speak. I try to stay in that.
Steve, that's wonderful. I'd like to welcome you back in the future. Maybe we'll go over how yogurt brands and branding and styles have evolved sometime in the future, or maybe do it on your channel or something to that effect. Well,
Mhm.
listen, I want to thank you so much for your time and for turning me on into the kefir. I tried it, and yes, to me, Janet, in my reaction, you'll see my reaction. Despite my reaction, I still actually like kefir, and I ordered more, and I drink it as often as I can. It is so well worth it. It's a health investment as
It
far as
is.
I'm concerned. It
It
really
is,
is.
and I will say this: now Keep it now. Be careful where you buy it because it does run different prices for those of you that want to try it. Um, on an average, it runs right around. I'll just pick a middle number. I've seen it a little lower, but I'll say it usually runs like in the low to middle threes on an average.
Yeah,
So it's well worth the price.
I think so. I
Yeah.
agree. Because, it's not only about saving money, Steve, it's about what do we put in our bodies that we're eating. I mean, some things you just have to like go for the gold, if you will. I mean, I'm willing to do that because a lot of people pay a lot of money. Let's say, for example, we'll close the show in a minute. A lot of people pay a lot of money for not necessarily the healthiest food. So why wouldn't I mind paying a few more cents for something that gives me actual health benefits? So,
I
yeah.
will I will give you an example. My my mom one time, this was a while back. This was in the middle 2000s. I don't know what it costs now. But I was the same person that helped me encourage me to lose weight. She had my mom go on a probiotic. Now, the probiotic that they had her on came from a health store. It come in three little bottles. It had to be refrigerated. You combined it in a glass or so. But that probiotic kit back in the middle 2000s was about $33. I don't know what it is now.
Wow.
So why everybody says, "Oh, but that's not the right way to get probiotic." Well, yeah, I guess in a way it would be if you're trying to be on a budget and you're trying. All I know is this. I myself, when I had the issue with my gut and putting the enzymes back in my system from the antibiotics that I was taking, all I know is I turned to the Chobani liquid and it straightened me out.
Excellent. That's great, Steve. Well, Steve, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I do appreciate it. I'm going to close it out with my tune. Be right back. Take care, everyone. Thanks again, Steve.
Sure, no problem.
Good night.
Good night.